Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at XRP, seeing what's going on here today, of course. And if you are new to the channel, keep in mind I love teaching people to trade. Hopefully you can learn something here today. We do have a Discord, of course, with a lot of good traders here, obviously trading this coin. And more important, just generally speaking, we are learning and growing together. So it's an amazing experience. Be sure to check that out. Again, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. We did also release a new indicator. Be sure to check that out. That is an awesome indicator. Really able to pick out a lot of good entries and sell targets for any type of time frame underneath 1 hour. So again, it's more so a day trading tool, but that is our CC Gold indicator. I can explain more about soon. There's an instructional video on the website. Check it out in your own time. Okay, so here's the thing with XRP. We're seeing the third, well, yesterday was a third green candle, right? Whereas today is the fourth red candle. So that makes sense. I did explain yesterday and kind of preface that, hey, with 3 white soldiers, 1, 2, 3, that's essentially a candlestick pattern. The fourth and final day is typically red. Okay, so it just means that you can't overextend yourself for more than 72 hours without some kind of repercussion. It's really rare for the price action to not go red on the fourth day if you've had 72 hours of continuation. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's why we're seeing some red here today. Natural correction, but what it's doing is it's consolidating here at the support level at about 53/54 cents. Okay, so I'm using a round number there. It's right at about 53.5, but generally speaking, that is a previous resistance area. You can see the price action had difficulty passing this level back in October of 22. Okay, so generally speaking, what we're looking at here is a consolidation effort at that most previous support level, which is a resistance, now a support. So the likelihood of the price action bouncing off 53 and going up from here is higher than it would be to go lower. Again, just based on that one thing. We want to look at other things too, but that is essentially an important factor to recognize. We're also above 70 on the RSI, and we're coming back down to test it. That could work as a support level as well, allowing the price action to continue higher. On trends like this, it's a very common characteristic. Okay, so just be mindful that we are bullish on every single time frame for this this coin, but on the same accord, it's very much still overextended and it needs time to calm down. Okay, so if we don't have enough consolidation in this area, then it will not be able to leg up again anytime soon. So it's good that it's consolidating right now nicely. If we get the price to kind of shoot up too fast, too soon, it'll get rejected, then we'll come back down. We'll kind of have like a double top, right? So there's a handful of things we don't want to see, but right now I love consolidation at that exact support level. And if we can close the day at that level or higher, it's a decent consideration for the price action moving forward, at least moving up from here. Okay, so that being said, some other things to acknowledge, and this is potentially bearish. We have a MACD divergence, kind of letting us know momentum has definitely shifted. That is dropping fairly hard. RSI is coming back down closer to 50, but is not quite there yet, so we still got some room for downside. So keep in mind, there's a pretty big gap here, right? There's not a lot of volume in this area. So if you take a look at the volume the last, however many days, you can see tremendously low amount of volume at the current price point, which is why consolidation is extremely important to allow for us to build that foundation. Okay, so if we don't have that, we won't see it, and that's essentially where we're at. So this is a typical descending type of wedge pattern, and typically they do break to the downside, of course, but keep in mind, a lot of other factors, kind of swinging in here. A swing to the upside makes a little bit more sense considering the overall sense of how bullish we are on XRP, plus the fundamentals, okay? So again, I would not be shorting XRP in the immediate future. Anyone who's shorted, including myself, in the last 72 hours has had some very difficult times. Thankfully, we had a tight stop loss and there wasn't a big deal. But generally speaking, it's absolutely running, and we want to be, you want to respect that. Okay. That being said, what does the hourly tell us here? So TD sequential really says that we're not overextended by any stretch. We did come down to an 8 here, consolidate and bounce, and previously up to a 9. But for the most part, minus that, there's not too much else we can really say there. The Ichimoku Cloud is telling us that we're not really in a good position to take a long, because for one, you never take a position when you're in the cloud itself, right? You want to wait for it to break above or below. So if it breaks below, then hypothetically could see further downside. That's why a closure above 53.5 today would be ideal. If we close just say at 54 or higher today, then we should be in good shape to see further upside. Okay, so simply put, we have 3 out of 3 indications here to not take a long position and to also consider closing your short, right? So, or no, the inverse. Do not take a short position and potentially consider closing your long. So take some profits if you can, but at this point, I would expect the price action to go sideways and up. That makes a little bit more sense than the price going sideways and down. But once again, a lot of it has to do with traditional markets and just say Bitcoin, for example, right? Bitcoin just dropped a decent amount, and XRP didn't do too much at all, right? Now, I like to kind of draw that correlation because right now XRP is independent of Bitcoin, but you got to recognize eventually it'll align itself with that, and you can only be overextended for so long. Okay, so keep in mind, XRP is a very, very good asset here. I think the price will inevitably increase, but generally speaking, at this point, it would make sense for the price to go more sideways before it does anything else. At least we need it to, right? So we're kind of in that no man's land right now. I would wait for confirmation. So a closure above or below this support level at 53.5, I think would tell us a lot in where it's going to go next moving forward, depending on where we go today. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Fairly straightforward, but also, also just kind of the way that it goes, right? This is kind of how cryptocurrency is. So just get used to the ebbs and flows if you're not familiar with it just yet. Eventually you kind of get some thick skin and you just kind of brush off these small losses and focus on the big gains, right? So again, keep up the good work to my community members, of course. I'm super happy for you. You've done very well here recently. I'm really proud, and just nice to be able to kind of be part of something bigger. So if you want that for yourself, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. I look forward to working with you. Have yourself a great rest of your day.